If I could go back and see myself, I would let myself know that it's okay and that you're okay and it'd be all right. But to offer a piece of advice is I don't think at that age I was ever going to take any advice. Hello, mate. All right. That's amazing up there. Yeah. Just looking up there all across. Hello, I'm Sean. I'm a addict alcoholic. Yeah, just popped up here to talk with a friend about some of the stuff that I do within probably 12-step stuff more than anything, and how I now try and live my life in a way that's more meaningful and has a bit more purpose to me. So what does he want us to do now?
This is more of a beauty shot.
Just stay as we are?
Yeah.
Pretend we're enjoying it, or actually enjoy it?
Yeah, pretend you enjoy it. The whole
Like that. Oh no!
It's quite poetic though, in a sense. Like, the step one is like, like getting to the 12 steps.
Start of the day.
Yeah, and you got to do a lot just to get to the 12.
You've got to make a big mess of your fucking life to get to step one.
Get in the mud of shit.
Life's got to be really shit.
Yeah. Then you got.
Just didn't know where I was, what to expect at the beginning. I think by that time I got to a point where I knew there was nothing left, and I thought that this is where I need to go. This is what I need to do. And there was obviously all these, all the steps and stuff like that were being mentioned wherever in the meetings and whatever. And it was that there was a thing about step one, admitting I was powerless over alcohol and drugs, and that my life was unmanageable. And I was just broken, so I was there, and it was that simple. So I got to a point where I was almost homeless, walking around as we spoke about yesterday. Yeah. And I just knew my life the game was up. Everything was up. I need to do something, and this was kind of it.
I like what you said yesterday about people being addicted to the idea of being right all the time.
And if I had thought I was right, I'd have never turned up to a fellowship and listened to what they said, because I thought I was right. I'd have just died thinking I was right.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah. On a pale blue dot.
Yeah. Well, I was right. If I couldn't enjoy my life without a drink, I don't think I would have stopped drinking. But now I can enjoy my life. My last drink I was in a right mess. And I walked across the roundabout, and as I walked across the roundabout, I found half a bottle of vodka. Trying to go and just get sober, I'd gone to one of these places to try and get sober, and on my way back, I find half a bottle of vodka.
It's like you're faced with what you're...
With my demon.
Yeah.
So then I've picked up that bottle, and instead of being right-minded and putting it down, I drank it. It was like there was a moment, I don't know, in the universe, it was like, you got to make a decision. And when I woke up the next morning, I'd spoken to someone about it, and they said, it just seems like something's kind of out to get you there, Sean. And on that, it just span around. It's like, well, if there's something not quite right trying to get to me, then there must be the absolute opposite of that I can rely on to help me stay away from that. Yeah. And that was my coming to believe in a higher power. And then I find a real freedom in that. And that's what my higher power is, freedom. Nice. I think I needed to, I know it's a really hard word to say because it's not really right. It's like finding a sense of humility that I don't know everything, okay? And in that, how to find that sense of humility was a little bit like, is I get down on my knees and accept that I'm a servant to the universe as well as loved by the universe, if you like, okay? There's just more meaning in my life more than anything. I've become a bricklayer. I'm a good dad. I hope I'm a good brother. I'm a good son. And I'm a good friend to my friends. I was none of that. I do daily things to remember that I'm not the be-all and end-all and everything, and all those sorts of things, that I'm within a governed law of the universe, if you like, and if I stick within that and realise that and pay it some, pay it what it deserves. That it is fantastic. It is lovely. It's like some reverence. You know, pay that some reverence and see things in a different lights. And I do those disciplines in a day, and that thing I talked about, writing a list of things down and all that to be grateful for, and meditation is a little bit a part of that. Very much in my job, I'm a bricklayer. In my job, I do a repetitive thing with bricklaying, so therefore I switch off and just concentrate on that. And I believe that's a big part of my meditation.
All right, shall we continue up?
We ready?
Yeah. Bound.
Go.
Woo! Big one. Feel the wind now.
Reading spiritual books as such, I've always loved doing it. Since being sober, I never even looked into anything like that before I was sober. But then when I did get sober, really loved it. Found it really so much enthusiasm in it, you know. Yeah. I mean, for me, the Lord's Prayer reads something completely different to what maybe it reads for someone else, but it's mine. And I love it.
It's fucking spectacular, Sean. So far, so good.
Spectacular.
So step 4. What is step 4 again?
Okay.
Even though we just talked about the moral something.
Yeah, it's...
oh, steady on. Nice, look at that. That's one way to
wow,
get down
that was
a mountain.
cool, wasn't it? Yeah. Fearless
Yeah.
moral infantry of yourself.
Yeah.
Just taking a fearless and thorough moral infantry of my own life. And what is not very good in me, my defective characteristics, pride or arrogance or something like that, do you know what I mean? Or my fear, you know? That was my defective thinking. Putting that all on paper, and then step 5 is talking to someone about it. It's the place where I built the most trust with another person. It was really good stuff. We were talking, and we just identified on a load of different stuff to do with drinking and life stuff and all that sort of stuff. So it really helped. And I know that it was safe, and it was nice because I knew the person I was speaking to just felt like a safe place to talk to. If I was talking to my family members and all the rest about some of the stuff that was going on, it would have been quite detrimental to them probably. But as it wasn't, because it was someone I was safe to talk to. So and it was, realising that I've been wrong a lot of the time. And basically, I've gone through the list of what I wrote down. When I've written all that stuff down, I realise there's a lot of stuff there that's not any good to me and not any good to anybody else in my life. So talking to someone else about that stuff and stuff that's gone on in my past, and someone who might be able to shed some light on some of the stuff that's gone on in their past, that'll help me. I think all the people in the past and things like the things like Buddha, the things like Christ, the things like Allah, you know, all of those things were all about raising consciousness, I think, okay? And I think it's what's needed is a raised state of consciousness. So by going through the 12 steps, I believe it raised my state of consciousness. There wasn't things I wanted to look at in me. There was a lot of fear that I would have denied that was there. But when I looked at that and realised that there was more fear than I actually knew, I raised my consciousness by doing that. I think everyone would benefit through going through the 12 steps. There are people in life that I don't think necessarily need that. And I think you've got to remember that none of us are perfect.
Who did you do the 12 steps for?
Myself. It's that simple. Without me being changed, I can be no use to anybody else. I needed to get to a point where I knew that it was me that wanted to be where I am, and it was me that needed to change, and no one was ever going to be able to do that for me. Essentially, 12-step is having a spiritual awakening. We go and help others and do things for others and help other people. There's an opportunity that someone might just sort of think, oh, okay, yeah, I can relate to whatever Sean's talking about, and it doesn't seem like it's such a bad journey. Maybe I'll get onto that journey and start taking that road. So it's a big part of that, without it making it all formalised to the fact that I'm here to help others. It's more about actually, seeing how important it is to actually help others, and so there is a big part of that. And why wouldn't I? Should we go for a pint?